Hey, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Tropical NHL back at it again for a brand new YouTube video. So a couple of days ago, I asked you guys on the community tab of the YouTube channel for some Habs Would You Rather, and you guys gave me some good ones. So today we're going to be answering to those Would You Rathers. So for the people that aren't familiar with the concept, I'm going to be reading questions from you guys, would you rathers. For example, some people might say, would you rather have Prime Subban on the team right now or Prime Markov? And I'm going to be answering to those questions. Some of them are really difficult, so it's going to be interesting to see how things will turn out. Yeah, before getting into the video, I invite you guys to subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 5K subscribers before the summer. 21st of June, that's the date, so if you could help me out with that, that would be amazing. Also, if you want a second episode of this series, give me your Would You Rathers in the comments below, and let's try and get 100 likes on this video. If we get the 100 likes, I'm gonna make a part 2. So yeah, let's get right into the Would You Rathers. Would you rather have the Canadiens make the playoffs next year and have a first round exit, or get a top 3 pick in next year's draft? Well, this one is pretty difficult. I'm not too familiar with the prospects for next year's draft. I look more into the prospects available in their draft year, so I wouldn't be able to say if it's a good draft or not. But personally, I think that we have already enough prospects. I think that with the prospects we're going to draft this year, we're going to be pretty locked on prospects. I think the next step for the Canadiens after the summer is probably going to be trying to surround the players and prospect we already have with good veterans, good players, good presence and all of that. So I think I would rather see the Montreal Canadiens make the playoff but lose in the first round than the Habs having a top 3 pick again. Because yeah, seeing some progress is also a part of a rebuild. It's important to progress in a rebuild and to keep the players like focused on the objective. So having the Canadiens be in the last for a third straight seasons, I think it would be kind of disappointing. And if I can see them make the playoffs or be around making the playoffs, I would definitely take it before a top 3 pick in my opinion. Would you rather have Martin St. Louis with an underperforming Caufield or Dom Ducharme with a 50-goal scoring Caufield? This is a good one because yeah, like we all know, Cole Caufield started producing like crazy when Dom Ducharme got fired and when Martin St. Louis took over. But since having a 50-goal scorer in the National Hockey League is so important, like we see all the best teams in the leagues have players around the 50-goal mark right now this season. I think I would definitely take Cole Caufield scoring 50 with Dom Ducharme over Cole Caufield being underperformant with Martin St. Louis. Because like Dominique Ducharme is not a bad coach. He just lost his locker room because of the movements Marc Bergevin did. So if Caufield performs, that means that the rest of the team does as well. So I'm definitely taking a 50-goal Cole Caufield with a Dom Ducharme. Would you rather date Gallagher's wife or Kirby Dach's wife? That's a pretty weird question if you ask me, but Gallagher's wife 100% without any hesitation. Would you rather have Team Stuzle or Cole Caufield? Oh, this one's a pretty interesting one. Both are really good young players. Both are going to be really important pieces of their teams for a really long time. Cole Caufield is 100% going to score 50, but I strongly doubt that he's going to get close to 100 points. I can see Caufield getting 50 goals, but like at 80, 75 point, not that much assists. So personally, even though I love Caufield and I want him to stay in Montreal, if I had the opportunity to flip him for Team Stuzle, who's a center that can play on the PK, that can play on the power play, that can play in any situations, and he's going to be a 100-point guy for a long time, I'm definitely going to be taking Team Stuzle, even though I love Caufield to death. Would you rather have Matthew Beniers or Kirby Dach? We don't know yet what the ceiling of Kirby Dach will be because he hasn't played a full season yet with the Montreal Canadiens. With what we've seen, we could see him become a similar player to what Ryan Getzlaf was. So definitely Kirby Dach has a bright future in the National Hockey League. I think he's going to be a 70 to 80 point guy in his prime. He's going to be solid in every one of the games, going to be a solid second liner for the Montreal Canadiens. But Matthew Beniers as that first liner head, that first liner ceiling, and he's just a better overall player in my opinion, and he has a higher ceiling than Kirby Dach. So definitely taking Matthew Beniers in front of Kirby Dog personally. Would you rather have Cooley or Slavkovsky? Well, I'm a really big fan of Logan Cooley, and I think that he has the highest ceiling, the highest defensive ceiling in the 2022 NHL entry draft. I think that he is the guy in that draft that is going to get the most points. He's going to be playing with a really offensive, talented Arizona Coyotes team with guys like Barrett Eaton, Michelli, Clayton Keller, all of those guys. So he's definitely going to get more points than Slavkovsky. But I think that if you want to win in the playoffs in the long term, I think that Juraj Slavkovsky is the best option. So even though he hasn't had the best rookie season, I think that Juraj Slavkovsky in the long term is going to be a more efficient player in both the regular and in the playoffs for the Montreal Canadiens. So I'm definitely taking Slavkovsky, but not by far. It's a really close one, and I think that those two guys are going to be in the top 5 best players out of this draft, and I think that they're both going to be better players than Shane Wright. Would you rather have 100% of drafting second overall right now, so no Bedard, or stay with our current odds for the lottery, 8-9%, and maybe you win it? So basically, would I risk not having a top 2 pick but having a chance at Bedard, or would I rather being guaranteed on getting the second overall but having 0% chance on getting Connor Bedard? I mean, 8-9% is pretty slim. It doesn't happen really often that teams with those odds win the lottery. So personally, second overall, you can get Adam Fantilli, who is the first overall pick in most drafts when there are no Connor Bedards. I mean, if he would have been eligible last year, he would have been a consensus first overall. So having Adam Fantilli guaranteed is definitely a lock for me. I'd rather have him 100% and having 9% chance of getting Connor Bedard. Those two players are generational talent. I mean, Adam Fantilli just won the Obie Baker in his freshman season. He's been the best player to ever come out of the USHL. So yeah, I'm definitely taking the 100% chance on getting Adam Fantilli. So yeah, it's been the Would You Rather. Let me know what you guys think about them in the comments below. Give me your answers to the questions. If you want a part 2, like I said, give me some Would You Rathers in the comment section below. And if we get 100 likes on this video, I'll make a part 2 for this series. So yeah, it's been your boy Tropical NHL. Have a nice rest of your day, and bye-bye.